I swear to God, I did not expect this to happen. Hello all my otaku friends, my name is Profitaku, and welcome back to my channel. This month was a crazy month, not only because I got a huge shipment from Right Stuff, but because I picked up a lot of new series this month. Series that kind of flew under the radar, but I got amazing deals on used marketplaces. Cannot wait to show you guys what I got. Stay tuned. So before we get started with this ultra mega haul, I did want to show you guys some special things that I picked up. This first thing was off of Facebook, and this is called a bromide, and these are bromides from Dress Up Darling. And what they are is, with the Japanese releases of the manga, they put these limited edition special gifts, and what these are signed by the mangaka, and they're basically, the mangaka signs one of each of them, and then they print a limited amount, and then they put them with the volume from a specific store. So this is thank you for your purchase from gamers, and so I got 3 of them. I got this on Facebook for a crazy price, and I'm so glad to have these because Dress Up Darling is one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. The next thing that I got was super unique. This is the Wotakoi Japanese limited edition box set. So this encompasses volume 11, and then it also comes with the 3rd OVA Blu-ray as well. And so this covers my childhood variant. As a lot of you know, there are now 4 variant covers for the last volume in English. So I'm not going to pick up the Kinokuniya one because I have this already, but this is super cool. If you want to know more about how I got this, I recommend you check out my buying from Japan video that I just released. It'll give you some tips and tricks on how to navigate buying stuff from Japan. So for this manga haul, I want to start with the out of print stuff that I got, and then move into like the super unique different stuff that I got, and then at the very end I'll go through the standard everybody picks up these pre-orders that I got for April. So this first manga series is a new series, the first 3 volumes of Cromartie High School. So for those of you who do not know what Cromartie High School is, this is a manga produced by ADV Manga that is now defunct. There are 12 volumes out, and all of them are out of print and very hard to find. I'm lucky to have gotten the first 3 volumes. This manga is considered the stepsister of GTO, basically. A bunch of guys, a bunch of gangs doing hooligan things, stupid shit in high school. It's supposed to be really funny. The artwork looks super unique. Seems like my type of humor, and I can't wait to read it. Next up is a manga I didn't expect to pick up, and I was able to piece it together to completion for under retail, which is absolutely fantastic, and that is volumes 1 to 12 of Beat the Vandal Buster. So Beat the Vandal Buster is by the same duo who did Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Dai, that is currently releasing right now by Viz Media. This is the series they did after that. In English, they published 12 volumes before they just stopped. It is still ongoing in Japan, so maybe we'll see it come back. I highly doubt it, but this is your typical standard shonen beat 'em up type of thing. If you are interested in checking out this duo, I recommend you grab these while you can, because even though they're out of print, they are pretty easy to find and piece together, so I think you might get lucky. Alright, moving on to some more of the unique stuff that I got from eBay for a crazy price. The first 7 volumes of Yakutate Japan. Now, Meet the Weeb Family put me onto this manga, and the premise is just crazy. It's about competitive bread baking, and you're like, that sounds boring as shit. Why the hell would I want to read that? Well, hold on. If you don't like food wars, you don't like them, finishing themselves after every meal, then maybe this manga is for you. I heard that it was very toned down. It just seems really interesting. I'm always looking for manga with a unique premise, and competitive bread baking, it seems like it's right up my alley. This manga is 26 volumes long, and it seems like you can pick everything up easily, so I was able to get this lot for really cheap. I'm going to try it out. If I like it, I'm going to see if I can piece the rest of this together. Next up is a really different manga series that I never heard of before. It was recommended to me by the Black Goats King. Highly recommend you check out his YouTube channel if you love Tokyo Ghoul. Thank you, brother. This is O Maidens in Your Savage Season. This is volumes 1 to 8, complete by Kodansha. This manga is by the same creator as the really famous original anime Anohana. So if you're looking for something tear-jerking, this is definitely not that manga. This is basically about a group of girls in a literature club, and they're, of course, they're in high school, hormones are raging, and they're really curious about one thing: sex. And so, of course, they're going around school trying to find the boys, trying to explore their sexuality. Is it really risque? I don't know. Is this quite different from Anohana? Well, you bet your ass it is. Honestly, I'm keeping an open mind. It seems really interesting, so I'm gonna give it a shot because I appreciate the creator so much. Alright, here's a manga that I know a lot of you haven't heard of before, and that is the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting Volume 2. So this manga is basically, if you love the humor of Yotsuba and you love Way of the House Husband, put those things together, they just had a baby, and you get Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. The art is fantastic, the characters are well written, and the difference between Way of the House Husband and this is that there is actually like character development, there is an overarching storyline, but it is kind of an episodic gag manga. Really highly recommend it. If you're kind of unsure of Way of the House Husband and you think things are getting stale, definitely give this one a try. Next up is a new Yuri series that I picked up. This is Hello Melancholic. This is volume 1. It's a 3-volume series by 7 Seas, and it's basically about a girl who is a loner who plays trombone, and she gets roped into playing with the music club. Pretty cookie cutter Yuri, but I am a band geek and I play the tuba, so I'm gonna get it. Another manga that I just won't shut up about, and everybody right now needs to pause this video and go pick it up, is The Country Without Humans Volume 2. This is probably my favorite ongoing release by 7 Seas right now, and it's basically about a girl who lives in this post-apocalyptic world where there's no humans at all. The world has kind of been overridden by robots, and these robots are basically taking care of this girl. It's really creepy. There's a lot of lore behind that we don't know, but the characters are super strong, the artwork is unique, and it's just something different in this conglomerate of dark shonen beat 'em ups and just seinen regurgitations. Next up is a 2-volume series where the anime movie just got released yesterday in theaters by G-Kids. Eventually it'll probably come to Blu-ray, and that is Pompo the Cinephile. So this is volumes 1, which is what the movie is based off of, and volume 2, which is a sequel series. So for those of you who don't know what this manga is about, it is about this girl named Pompo. She's a very famous movie producer and director. She has this assistant who's a total movie geek who aspires to be a director, but he's like super quiet, super shy, super awkward, and it's really, really funny. Well, one day Pompo comes up with this beautiful screenplay of a movie, and she wants her assistant to be the director. So this is his journey for his first movie, developing this movie, hiring the actors and actresses, and putting together this masterpiece. So what I like about this manga is that even though it's 2 volumes, you get 2 very separate stories. The first volume and then the second volume is a sequel to the first volume. I like the pacing of the second volume. I like the character development in the second volume. That first volume definitely seemed a bit rushed. It's really, really fun, really unique. So I highly recommend you check it out if you want a short series. Last but not least is Wave Listen to Me volumes 2 to 8, so that puts me up to date. This is by the same mangaka who did Blade of the Immortal, and for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, this manga is about a girl who just broke up with her boyfriend, and then she basically spews her life to this radio guy in a bar while she was drunk, and like says all these things, and then he puts it on the radio the next day. Everybody's enamored with her and they want to know more about her life and her little tidbits of advice. Meet the Wheat Family put me onto this manga, and I really like it because it's more for like an older audience. All of the characters are older, they're working. I like the dynamic of the characters, and I just like the storyline and how it progressed in that first volume. It really just kind of roped me in, so I'm super excited to keep going with this manga. Alright, next up on the table, because I just had to lift it up before I started recording, this is the full complete series Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origins in the hardcovers by Vertical, volumes 1 to 24. So I missed picking up this manga in the winter sale last year. I totally regretted it, and my thought process with this was, I want to get into Mobile Suit Gundam. I heard Origins is the best way to get into the Gundam universe, and also those hardcovers look absolutely beautiful. I fell in love with it in the bookstore, so I wanted to take that dive during the Kodansha vertical sale, and it was well worth it because I feel like this manga series is going to go out of print sooner rather than later. So yeah, I'm excited to get into the Gundam universe. I can't wait to see what all the hype is about. I've been watching a lot of mecha sci-fi anime, so I'm kind of like in that urge to read more of that type of stuff, so I can't wait to start it. Alright, the rest of this haul is just all kind of standard stuff that everybody picks up for the pre-orders, yada yada yada. So this first one is Island in a Puddle Volume 1 by Kei Sanbei, and if you recognize that name, it's the same mangaka who did Erased and For the Kid I Saw in My Dreams. So this is basically about a boy and a girl who live in this apartment together. Their mom very infrequently visits them. One day the mom visits the apartment, takes them to an amusement park, and then she ditches the two kids. Terrible. The two kids go on a Ferris wheel. Lightning strikes that Ferris wheel car, but not all is what it seems to be because it's a Sanbei mystery manga. Super excited to get into another one of his works. You know, Erased is just such a classic standard manga to have in your collection, so I can't wait to see what he came up with on this one. Next up is Record of Ragnarok Volume 2. You know, I thought Volume 1 was just super overhyped. I wasn't that impressed, and I think the biggest reason why is because with the humans and the gods fighting each other, I don't know half of the humans and I don't know half of the gods, so I just don't have that emotional attachment to it. I am going to give it this volume. I heard this volume is much better. Hopefully the battle is great so that I can get more invested in the series. Alright, next up are the last two volumes I needed for my B-Stars to put me up to date, volumes 15 and 17. No, I haven't read it. Stop bothering me about it. Next up is a hardcover, Fist of the North Star Volume 4. So I heard HVL Manga talk about this and why she dropped it, and it kind of made me tentative to start the series, so I'm not going to buy any more of these until I read it. If I enjoy it, I'll keep going, but nonetheless, it's a very nice addition from Viz, so great job. Alright, next up are some manga, sorry, excuse my French. This is Uzaki-Chan Wants to Hang Out Volumes 1 to 5. I've always really wanted to start Uzaki-Chan, but I wanted to find the right deal because it's not something that I really want to invest a lot of money in. I found a fantastic deal on Reddit Manga Swap. Super happy to have these, so that puts me very close to up to date. I'm gonna read some waifu boobies and we'll see if I like it. Next up is 86 Volume 9, so this puts me up to date with the series. I'm currently reading 86 right now. I am up to Volume 4, but of course there are words in it and words are scary and there's not a lot of pictures, so it takes me a long time to get through it, but it's a very interesting sci-fi post-apocalyptic premise with robots and destruction and racism and politics. It's really quite interesting, very well written, even if it is like uses a lot of big words. So if you are looking for a light novel that's definitely more serious in nature, highly recommend you check this one out. Next up are the rest of my Full Metal Alchemist volumes from the Right Stuff winter sale. I got volumes 1 to 5 and 11 to 14. I picked these up for basically 50% off, so I just have a killer deal on these. I'm super excited to collect this for such a cheap price because the Blu-rays are absolutely ridiculously expensive, and I can't wait to immerse myself in the original source material even though I've already watched the anime. Alright, next up is the new hot series on the market right now, Alice in Borderland Volume 1. This is by the same creator as Zom 100. It's Death Games. I love Hunger Games. I love Battle Royale. I'm probably going to like this. Eventually I'm going to read it, and just like everybody else, I'm probably going to fangirl over it. Next up is Blue Period Volume 6. I love Blue Period. It's probably my favorite ongoing series from Kodansha so far, and this is just a fantastic series about painting and art, which I suck at, but I love to read it. So highly recommend you check this one out because the story and the characters are some of the best that you're going to read in manga. Next up is another hot manga that everybody on MangaTube has been talking about, A Bride's Story Volume 3. 13 in these really nice hardcovers from Yen Press. So yes, this is great. I'm up to date on the series. I will read this very, very soon. And actually, believe it or not, this same mangaka wrote this manga called Emma. It's a Victorian era manga in the hardcovers, and they were out of print for a really long time. Yen Press just announced that they are supposed to be coming back in stock. So volumes 3 and 5 are readily available. 1 and 2 will be back this summer. Volume 4 will be out next fall. So highly recommend you pick those up if you enjoy a bride story. Next up is My Love Mix-Up Volume 3. I really hesitated with the first 2 volumes because they were just kind of mid. So hopefully this one kind of pushes things forward, because honestly, if it doesn't, I'm probably going to drop it. This is kind of a inconsequential boys love manga with a misunderstanding. Characters are pretty good, but it's just not anything special in my opinion. Here we got a thick boy here. We got Shaman King Omnibus. Of course, this seems to be coming out every month right now. This is volumes 19, 20, and 21. Love Shaman King. I'm really enjoying the last 6 volumes that I read. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get into Shaman King. I definitely agree with most everybody on that. But once you get into it, you're going to see some pretty cool stuff. So I highly recommend you just kind of stay true to the path, and I think you're going to enjoy something. All right, next up we have a new series. This is by the creator of Bleach. This is Burn the Witch Volume 1. I got this off of Facebook for $8, which was great because it's $20 retail. I heard really bad things about this actually, but I just want to try it out because, you know, with Bleach, I dropped the anime. I wasn't too enamored with it. So let's just see how this goes. I really do like the cover. I like the wraparound. It looks really, really cool. So we'll just give it a shot. Next up, we got not 1, but 2 volumes of Toilet Bound Hanaka-kun Volume 0 and Volume 13. Volume 0 is the one-shot, kind of the pilot of the series. So this is going to be super interesting to read to see kind of how this series started. Volume 13 is basically starting a new arc. We just finished the old arc in Volume 12, which ended kind of anticlimactically, but of course Toilet Bound Hanaka-kun continues to be really impressive with this unique story and absolutely legendary artwork. Alright, next up we got one of my favorite ongoing series right now, and that is Laid Back Camp Volume 11. I wish that these came out faster. I wish we got more material, but we're stuck with a very slow release schedule, which is okay because this is absolutely fantastic. If you love camping, if you love girls just doing really funny, stupid things, and you also like to explore the outdoors, then this manga is for you. It's really, really unique slice of life, and I know slice of life turns a lot of people off, but definitely give this one a shot. I think it's a good combination of a little bit of everything. Next up is Cheeky Brat Volume 2. I really did enjoy Volume 1. It's just kind of cookie cutter rom-com with a tsundere type and kind of a delinquent male. So we'll see how this continues to progress. But, you know, for what it's worth, it's a 23 volume series. It's pretty highly rated. I did enjoy the first volume. I like the characters, even though they're pretty standard. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, one more stack of manga. Let's rapid fire through this. Spy Family Volume 7. Everybody's loving this. Anime is a very great, faithful adaptation so far. And of course, I've been picking up the manga since the very beginning. Highly recommend you jump on the hype train. It's definitely worth the hype. Next up is Sakamoto Days Volume 1. New Shonen Jump manga from Viz Media. And this is basically about this guy who is a former assassin who kind of takes a step back and runs a convenience store. But of course, shenanigans always seem to get in the way of his former Yakuza lifestyle. It's pretty funny. The artwork is pretty good. The action sequences are great, and I really do like all the characters. It definitely gave me a good chuckle. Next up is Chainsaw Man, Chainsaw Man, Chainsaw Man. Moving on. Next up is Fire Force 26. We're very close to the end here. This is definitely going to be a really long final arc, but I'm really liking how this story is progressing so far, and this definitely has a lot of rereadability with a lot of the kind of revelations that are going on in this final arc. Next up on the Shonen Jump hype train is Kaiju number 8 Volume 2. I really like the premise. I think the artwork is really cool, and I like the main character. It's just something a little bit different. It's still dark and gritty, but it's a good balance of comedy and gritty, and that's why I really like it. Rom-com time. We have Kaguya-Sama Volume 22. I've been waiting for this because this series has kind of taken this direction, and we just finished this last arc, which honestly I really didn't like. So I'm hoping that this kind of changes some things around and we go in a little bit of a different direction. Cross my fingers. And last up here are a bunch of My Hero Academia volumes. This completes my Right Stuff winter sale package, puts me up to date. You know, they just released a box set and it was going for like $108 before tax, which was just crazy. But the reason why I'm just going to stick with these singles is because I got all of these mangas up to volume 30 for like $5 a volume. So total steal, and I'm still going to be saving money in the long run compared to just selling them off and getting the box set. So My Hero Academia, of course, everybody loves it. I really enjoyed the anime, but I'd rather switch to the manga. So that is my April manga haul. I hope you enjoyed some of the really unique, cool things that I picked up. I've got some great videos coming out very soon, including a manga collection video, which I have not done since January 1st of 2021. The collection's changed quite a bit and I can't wait to show you. As always, if you liked the video, please hit that like button, tap the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you know when more of my videos come out, and I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.